بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته أهلا وسهلا ومرحبا بكم to our first class on the Janaza or the last breath, and we will first have an introduction to that last breath that Allah Ta'ala is going to allow us and those who have given the last breath before, and what Islam says about that and the encouragement that goes with it, and what has happened to those who have passed on in their last breath, what the Holy Quran speaks about, and what is mentioned about the Sahaba as an introduction before we come to the last breath that has been given. Thereafter we will deal with what happens at the time when a person has breathed their last, and what is our responsibilities at that time. And so we will continue into the different chapters that deal with everything in terms of Janaza. We will also try and cover exactly what the ghusl is about, and we will try and do a practical ghusl in terms of that. And then we will also try and cover what is the procedure and the requirements in terms of the Department of Home Affairs, in terms of the Department of Parks and Forests, when it comes to a person dying, when it comes to a death registrar, and when it comes to a person that needs to be buried and the home must be quiet. But on speaking on that last breath, we are first of all reminded that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Holy Quran, in Surah Rahman, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, كُلُّ مَنْ عَلَيْهَا فَانٍ. All of creation on this earth is going to perish. Is going to become non-existent, as if a whiteboard that you had written on and you wipe everything off, just so each one of us becomes non-existent, like the time that you have not been on the dunya. كُلُّ مَنْ عَلَيْهَا فَانٍ, says Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when Allah Ta'ala says كُلُّ مَنْ عَلَيْهَا فَانٍ, it means this is actualized by your death. By the death of a person or a soul, and that is why we're so familiar with the ayah. Allah Ta'ala says كُلُّ نَفْسٍ ذَائِقَةُ الْمَوْتِ. Every soul shall taste death, shall taste that last breath that you have on the dunya. So therefore, we are required to live with this reality. You are required to contemplate that reality. When I lay there, when I am going to breathe my last breath, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks about and says, وَجَاءَتْ سَكْرَةُ الْمَوْتِ بِالْحَقِّ ذَلِكَ مَا كُنْتَ مِنْهُ تَحِيدٌ. And then when the people use in English the stupor of death, what it means is the difficulty that you experience. The difficulty that you experience when you lay on your deathbed. In one of the ayat of tafsir, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that the person will lay there and you will feel that your legs are being tied together and you're looking, what is going on here? Why are they tying my legs? And you will go for bring the doctor. You will call your son and your wife and whoever's around you and say, bring the doctor. Something is not right. Until the person realizes that I have passed. Now Allah Ta'ala says, وَجَاءَتْ سَكْرَةُ الْمَوْتِ, and the difficulty and the stupor of death will come. ذَلِكَ مَا كُنْتَ مِنُّ تَحِيدٍ. That is the thing that you were trying to escape. What does Allah mean by trying to escape? It means that you live the life as if you're not going to face it. You are not going to be on the deathbed. You are not going to face that last part. So therefore, this dunya is darul bala, is the life of being tried and tested all the time. This is not your everlasting life. This is where you're going to have difficulties, where you're going to have trials and tribulations that takes place. That is the dunya. But our greatest objective is that we strive to attain our place in the Jannah. And may Allah Ta'ala make us all of the Jannah and all of the Ummah of the Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Because that is where your peace is going to be. That is where your home is going to be. That is where your happiness is going to be. But you're not going to attain that except by the pleasure of Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala. Everybody will enter the Jannah by the rahmah of Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala. And the only way to get there is like Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala says in Surah Al-Shu'ara, speaking about that day, يَوْمَ لَا يَنْفَعُ مَالٌ وَلَا بَنُونَ إِلَّا مَنْ أَتَى اللَّهُ بِقَلْبٍ سَلِيمٍ. That day, says Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala, the wealth that you built up is not going to help you. Your children that you have, they cannot help you. The only one that will prosper is the one that comes to Allah Ta'ala with a sound heart. A sound heart. So therefore, it means that we have to discipline the soul. We have to discipline our own nafs. And the true discipline means there must be submission. It means there must be commitment. It means there must be obedience to Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala and to the Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And how do you get there? You have to take the lessons. Where is the lessons? The lessons is in the 23 years that the Nabi Alayhi Salatu Wasalam has spent his day. 23 years of lessons of the prophetic life of the Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, when Jibreel Alayhi Salam had revealed that to the Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So therefore, when you look at the life of the Nabi Alayhi Salatu Wasalam, the ibadah, the worship, the sayings, the akhlaq, the manners and the actions of the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is all tafsir of the Holy Quran. It is all interpretations of the Holy Quran, and it is within this framework that you build up that love to the Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. That you now put the Nabi Alayhi Salatu Wasalam is more important than your life, is more important than your belongings, is more important than your family that is around you. Why is that? Because that love for the Nabi Alayhi Salatu Wasalam is going to mold your love to Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala. It's going to be from that lesson that you're going to mold your love to Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala. For loving the Nabi Alayhi Salatu Wasalam is love to Allah Ta'ala. Love to Allah Ta'ala is love to the Nabi Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And you're going to achieve that highest level when you come and you meet up with Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala. When that union takes place. So therefore, all those that we have mentioned now, these are the steps that you need to take in preparation for your last breath. For your last breath. Because the results that is going to be yielded by your final breath is dependent upon the earlier breath that you are taking from today. All the breaths that you are taking is going to be the result of that. It's going to be that last one. You're going to see the results there. From all these that Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala So therefore, preparation for that last breath, Jama'at al-Muslimin, for myself and your honorable self, starts now. Starts immediately. Because it will determine your last moment. The Salihin, Ahlul Salihin, throughout their lives, their love and devotion to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to the Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, they could easily go to the last breath, and it was easy for them to say their shahada. It was easy for them to go. You know, the Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam says, Man kana akhir kalamuhu la ilaha illallah dakhala al-jannah. Rawahu Abu Dawud al-Hakim. That whoever says in his last words, La ilaha illallah, meaning just before your last breath. You can say La ilaha illallah, guaranteed the Jannah, says the Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But what is important to know is that kalimatul tawheed, you are not getting there unless you have lived the life. Now we are all going to agree that the closest to the Nabi ﷺ was his companions, was his Sahaba. So Sahabi laid on his deathbed, and many of you know the qissa. The Sahabi lays on his deathbed and he can't say La ilaha illallah. A Sahabi. The Nabi ﷺ sends Sayyidina Bilal and the other Sahaba and go to him, say for him his talqeen, let him say La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. They come back and say, Ya Rasulullah, you can't say it. You can't say it. Where are we with these Sahaba? The Nabi ﷺ asked, does he have any parents? He says, he's got a mother. Tell the mother to come to me, or otherwise I will go to her. When she hears the story, she says, how can I come? Let Rasulullah ﷺ come to me. And she goes to the Nabi ﷺ, and the Nabi ﷺ says, tell me about your son. How is your son? She says, Ya Rasulullah, the best. Salah, Nafil Salah, Sunnah Salah, fasting, Sunnah fasting, reciting, Zikrullah, helping people, a good son. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. But he can't say La ilaha illallah on his deathbed. What is holding him back? The Nabi ﷺ says the key words, tell me, how is your son with you? And like a mother who always want to cover up for their sons or their children. He says, no, it's all right. Tell me the truth. How is he with you? He says, Ya Rasulullah, you know, sometimes I feel a bit bad. I'm the bad one always, and he takes his wife's part, and whatever the case may be. And the Nabi ﷺ says, bring me wood, I'm going to burn him up. And what is the mother's response? Ibni, my son, Ya Rasulullah, do you forgive him? Yes, I forgive him. And then only he could say La ilaha illallah. My reason for mentioning that is we live in the dunya and we think that we can easily say it. So right, if it comes to the last part, and I'm not going to die, dan gaan ek gou vinnig sê, La ilaha illallah, safe as ek dear Jannah, and I'm sorted. Right? But Allah is not going to allow that unless you have lived the life of La ilaha illallah. And then when you come to that last part, with that last breath, Allah Ta'ala allows to come over that lips to say La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Because these are the people that realize the world that I'm in is a temporary one, and therefore when I say La, it means there is no love, no attachment, nothing moves me from Allah Ta'ala. Nothing. La illallah. Except Allah. Except Allah Ta'ala is the one that causes me to move and so on whenever it comes. So therefore we know that the dunya, it is created by Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. The universe is there by Allah Ta'ala. It's decorated. And I must tell you, you know when you come back from studies as a student, and when you live as a student, everything is just by the means, you know, and so on. Every little thing. But when you come back to Cape Town, when you finish studying, Ya Allah, the dunya is lekker. Sure. Everything is nice. So the dunya is decorated. It is decorated, no doubt. That is there. There are many attractions that cause attacks us, but nothing in the world that is created is created without a cause by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The objective of human beings of this world is but to attain the happiness in the hereafter. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. I have not created jinn and mankind except that they must worship me, says Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So even the Masjid Al-Khair is going to organize some archery lessons, and we can stand with our bows and whatever the case. It is but part of the decoration of the dunya. It is the sunnah of the Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, but your ultimate is the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala warns us. And we hear this every time. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu ittaqullaha haqqa tuqatihi wa la tamutunna illa wa antum muslimun. This is a specific group of people Allah addresses now. Not all of creation. Allah Ta'ala addresses those people of Iman. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, O you people who believe. Fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as Allah Ta'ala ought to be feared. Listen to the last part. وَلَا تَمُوتُنَّ إِلَّا وَأَنْتُمْ مُسْلِمُونَ. Don't let death find you, says Allah Ta'ala, except that you are in submission to Allah Ta'ala. Don't let that last breath come except that you are in submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if somebody were to ask me, or somebody were to ask Ammar, that's a young man, or ask any one of us, okay, so you know when you're going to die, isn't it? How am I going to know that? So Allah Ta'ala says, وَلَا تَمُوتُنَّ إِلَّا وَأَنْتُمْ مُسْلِمُونَ. Don't let death find you, whether you're young or old, except that you are in submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't let the decoration of the dunya grab you away. Don't let the attractions of the dunya grab you away. إِلَّا وَأَنْتُمْ مُسْلِمُونَ. Except that you are in submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Death is going to come sooner or later. But what does that mean? It means in reality it is your personal judgment day that you have determined. You have determined your personal judgment day when it is your death, when it is your last breath. And that is something that we cannot forget. When we're confronted by that, death is almost like waiting to ambush you. You don't know if it's going to come. It's waiting to ambush you. Al-Imam Jalaluddin al-Rumi, rahimahullah, he says, every moment a part of you is dying. Every moment a part of you is perishing. Every moment. At every moment you are relinquishing a part of your life. Have you watched this movies already where they show that the person is either infected with something and then slowly things just disappear from them, their hands and whatever? In reality it's happening. Every day you are approaching that death. Part of your body is perishing, says Al-Imam Jalaluddin al-Rumi. So therefore, with every step of the day, we're moving from this mortal life and we move a step closer to the grave. That grave, I can tell you, as imams we bury a lot of people. To put a person in the grave and in the coffin, they can no longer move. They just lay there. All the insects and everything is walking over the coffin, can walk over your face, and there is nothing you can do. So every day brings you closer to that. And so, your life is being torn away from your life calendar. It's being taken away. It's like a blind person standing in the river. He cannot see what is coming his way, but it's taking part of him away. Rumi warns, he says, very interesting. He says, oh people, take your last glimpse at your beauty in the mirror. Take your last glimpse at your beauty in the mirror. All of us, when we look in the mirror, then we look at, mashallah, and some still looking handsome. The women, they look at, mashallah, beauty, and so on. He says, look at your last beauty in the mirror, and think how this beauty will be when it grows old. And our building looks in ruins, so therefore do not be misled by the lie in the mirror. Do not be misled by the lie in the mirror. When we take our last breath, that is a decree by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that comes with wisdom. But death certainly brings realities that comes in our life, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put out. As a matter of fact, as human beings, we are confronted by death probably every day. Is there not illnesses around? Is there not unexpected events that happen that you could have been? Is there not disasters that take place and it all plays down in our face? Just now the other day, well, let's first go to last year. Did the people think there opposite the Johnson Road Maqbara that the whole place is going to burn down? Just now the other day on the farm there also, double-story Newton building burns out, 2 children, 2 adults. And it came, the people say we went to go sleep, 11 o'clock at night, everything was fine. Until suddenly we find the whole building is on fire, is ablaze. And so many other things happen now. So therefore, doesn't this show that there's a fine line between this world and the next world we go into? A very fine line. One husband gets on his motorbike, young, married, 3 months, 6 months, married, gets on his motorbike, and in Voortrekker Road, a truck comes and didn't stop by the stop street, and he flies and he dies. A fine line between this world and the next world. So therefore we need to think about that, everybody, because when this world runs, there is not going to be a second chance in the Akhirah. There's not a second chance in the year after. Many of us know that, and many of us are heedless of it. Many of us, myself included, we waste our time sometimes. And the majority of people in the dunya is like they are numb, and the days just pass them by. It's like rocks. When water falls on it, it doesn't benefit anything. National fact of the time that we are born, we continue on this road until we die, and we don't even realize it. We don't even realize it. But every moment we draw closer to the end of your life. And how many of us didn't come close to death then? But Allah is not going to count. Right? Allah is not going to count. This is beautifully explained in the following ayah. Allah Ta'ala says, and you know the ayah, Surah Yasin, ayah number 68. Allah Ta'ala says, وَمَنْ نُعَمِّرُهُ نُنَكِّسُ فِي الْخَلْقِ أَفَلَا يَعْقِلُونَ. Says Allah Ta'ala, we grant long life to anyone, and then we cause it to be reversed. You were strong, so now Allah made you weak. Then Allah Ta'ala says, don't you think about that? You had the strength, but you don't have it anymore. Allah has reversed it. Will they not understand? Give an example of this ayah was already explained. Well, if one looks at it, then you'll probably see that this person that said the same. Before the Nabi Muhammad ﷺ, there was a person by the name of Qus ibn Sa'ada at this fair of ukaz that they had every year. And he used to speak about, he was a Salih person, to speak about the Nabi ﷺ coming and so on. And then one day he makes a speech. He's coming the life and so on. He's not Muslim now, but he's speaking about the Nabi ﷺ coming. And he says, oh people, come and listen to take warning. Every living creature will die. Whoever is dead will perish. Rain falls and grass grows. Children are born and they take the place of their parents. You're not going to be everlasting. Your children are going to take your place. Like you've taken the place of your parents. They are going to take your place. Then all will fade and perish, and it is a chain of events, all following one after the other. Just like Allah Ta'ala says in the Holy Ayah. So therefore, once your life has been spent, now you come to your last breath. You are either going to find yourself in a time where you can tell the family, and the family will know that you are on your way to die, or you might not have the time to tell them, or inform anybody, or even yourself. But those who are devoted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to Allah ta'ala, it will not be death per se. It will not really be death. It will be but a resurrection of barakah, a mubarak resurrection, and they will be brought forth. And the day when you brought forth to Allah Ta'ala will be like the most joyous occasion. The most joyous occasion. It's like some of the ulama says, you die before death comes to you. A Rumi, he says, die to be resurrected. Because this is not a continuous life. This is not the everlasting life. Sayyidina Ali radiallahu anhu says, humans are asleep. And when they die, they wake up. Meaning that the life that you live here is nothing. But when you wake up after you have died, then you are only in a true life. Then you are in the real life. So therefore, we don't live on life in a bestial manner. We don't live like animals, but rather we live it like Salihin. And in that Allah Ta'ala places barakah. We are not defeated by our emotions. We are not defeated by the desires that are out there of the world. The worst kind of person. The worst kind of person is a person that dies and is not in the rahmah of Allah Ta'ala. It's the worst kind of person. Doesn't have the pleasure of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. So that is why you must be continuously aware, what is my situation? So that I be in the rahmah of Allah Ta'ala. I train myself, my iman, I train my soul, and I move from a basis of iman to ihsan. From iman to ihsan. Nobody's been given the guarantee of when they would die, or except the Anbiya, and that they would be resurrected. But even in that, Nabi Yusuf alayhi salam, he, as Allah Ta'ala says in Surah Yusuf, ayah 101, فاطر السماوات والأرض أنت ولي في الدنيا والآخرة توفني مسلما والحقني بالصالحين. A Nabi that says, Ya Rabbi, you are the one that had brought about the samawat, you had brought about the earth, and you are the one that oversees me and fi dunya wal akhirah. Let me be near you fi dunya wali, close to you in dunya and akhirah, and let me die as a one that is surrendered to you, Ya Allah. Let me die with the righteous and the pious. a Nabi that makes that dua. So therefore, the hearts of the mu'mineen is one that has two qualities in it. One of fear and one of hope. Fear, how would Allah Ta'ala deal with me with the wrongs that I've done in the dunya? Hope in the rahmah of Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. And the Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam says, who have those two qualities, دخل الجنة, will enter the Jannah, inshaAllah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. So we are concerned that we must take note of our final breath. And the first and the clearest indication of our state at the time will be the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah. Will be the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah, will be the manifestation of your last breath that you have taken. What is going to take place at that time, the guidance of the Holy Quran that you had followed. In actual fact, when one is on the deathbed, let's go to an example in the Holy Quran on how people face death. Face death, knew death was coming, and what was their reaction of it? If we take the story of Nabi Musa alayhi salam, Nabi Musa alayhi salam is confronted with the magicians. When the magicians saw that Nabi Musa alayhi salam comes with something that is undisputed, this must be from Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, the magicians, they go in sujood to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. They respond and قالوا آمنا برب العالمين رب موسى وهارون. They respond like that. But Fir'aun, who was stupid, foolish, infuriated, because he considered himself that he is in charge of their souls. He is in charge of their souls. And he is the power of their souls. Now he faces them with us. He lets them face this. قال فرعون آمنتم به قبل أن آذن لكم. Are you believing in him, Musa, and I haven't given you permission? Now can you imagine the height of arrogance? Says Fir'aun. إن هذا لمكر مكرتموه في المدينة. This is a sly thing that you have been doing. You planned it here in the city. لِتُخْرِجُوا مِنَّا أَهْلًا, because you want to put the people out of the city. Now comes the warning. Now comes the threat. فَسَوْفَ تَعْلَمُونَ. You will see what I'm going to do with you. You will see what I'm going to do with you. لَأُقَطِّعَنَّ أَيْدِيَكُمْ وَأَرْجُلَكُمْ مِنْ خِلَافٍ. I am going to cut off your hands and your feet opposite side. Min khilaf. Opposite side. You want to say you believe in that which Musa brought? And I'm your Lord, and Rabbukum al-A'la, he said. I will cut off. So, this is death facing them. But that's not all. ثُمَّ لَأُصَلِّبَنَّكُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ. Then I'm going to crucify all of you. I am going to crucify all of you. What was their response to Fir'aun? What was their response to Fir'aun? Are they going to now give in? They are looking death in the eye. قَالُوا إِنَّا إِلَىٰ رَبِّنَا مُنْقَلِبُونَ. You must remember, these were the magicians that Fir'aun had brought from everywhere to show Nabi Musa that he is a fake prophet and they can beat him with their magic. These are the same magicians that don't believe in Allah Ta'ala. Now that they see this, they realize this is not magic. They go into sujood to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Only seconds or minutes after that, Fir'aun says, you believe in him and I didn't give you permission? You're going to see what I'm going to do with you. I'm going to cut off your hand opposite side, your foot other opposite side. I am going to crucify you. They have the iman probably for 5 minutes. 5 minutes. What was their response? They said, but we will only return to Allah Ta'ala. They are preparing for their last breath. We will but return to Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala. And not once do they say, Ya Allah, save us from Fir'aun. Not once do they make dua, Ya Allah, save us from this that is facing us here now. This crazy man, this oppressor, he is going to cut off my hand, and he's going to cut off my leg from the other side, and he's going to crucify me. Not once did they say that. You know what was the response? رَبَّنَا أَفْرِغْ عَلَيْنَا صَبْرًا وَتَوَفَّنَا مُسْلِمِينَ. They say, oh Allah, let us exercise sabr and let us die as Muslimin. Let us die as Muslimin. Because they know the reality. You and me and this ummah, we know the reality. We know what is going to face us. We know what is going to come. So therefore they paid the price for their iman, and they had their hands and their legs were cut off, and they died martyrs, but in iman to Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala. Take you to another group of people. Ashab al-Kahf, people of the cave. Ashab al-Ukhdud. Ashab al-Ukhdud. Ashab al-Ukhdud, the oppressors of their time, they believe, you people believe in Allah, so it means you're committing a crime. What did they do? They threw them one by one into major ditches of fire. Now you're going to face death. What are you going to do when you face death? And again, when they were thrown in there, they kept to the iman in Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala, and they bravely went to their deaths with their iman intact. With the iman intact. So therefore, myself and yourself, how are we going to give that last breath? How are we going to give that last breath? Take you another story. Ashab al-Qarya, people of the village, person by the name of Habab ibn Najjar. He was stoned to death because of his iman. But while the curtains of this world were closing for him and his final breath, the windows of the akhirah opened for him. And Allah Ta'ala showed him what was going to be his pleasures in the akhirah. And he was, the only thing that concerned him, again you know the ayah, it's in Surah Yasin. He said, قَالَ يَا لَيْتَ قَوْمِي يَعْلَمُونَ. Ya Rabbi, if only my people were to know. If only they were to know that the eternal happiness is in the year after, and then that stoning was only of a temporary world. Do you know that in the early periods of Christianity, that the Romans, in alliance with the Greeks and the idolaters, they took the Muslimin with their iman and they threw them to savage lions. Savage lions. They didn't even think about their life while they were in the grip of the lions. They were more concerned to save and preserve and protect their iman in Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala. So therefore, they endured this severe persecution, because they had chosen the reward from Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala. So therefore, without a doubt, these are all rewards that Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala grants for people that are conscious of Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala, and that brings you to the level of servitude, being a slave to Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala. You know, there's one time when the Sheikh was sitting in the masjid and the Imam was giving a lecture, and he was speaking about when you die, how Allah Ta'ala is going to question you, and the Imam was saying, you know, Allah Ta'ala is going to ask you, what did you do with your knowledge? What did you do with your life? How did you spend your money? How did you gain your money? And all of these things the Imam is going through. What is halal and what is haram? And then he goes off in these avenues, and the Sheikh is sitting there, and the Sheikh is worried he's going to take the people away, and he shouts out, Ya Imam, Allah Ta'ala will not ask so many questions. Allah Ta'ala is going to ask, my servant, I was with you. Where were you? Allah is going to ask you, I was with you. With who were you? Where were you? I was there by you. But where were you? What is it that kept you away from me? So therefore, Jama'at al-Muslimin, we have to watch how we conduct ourselves. The Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, when speaking about this dunya, we're not going to waste our breaths. The breath that you give is going to determine your last breath. And we're not going to pay. But what is the Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam? You know, the Nabi alayhi salatu takes one of the young people, Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu anhu. Abdullah, the son of Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anhu. Like the young people that we have here, took himself by the shoulders, and the Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam told him, Kun fi dunya ka'annaka gharib aw abir sabil wa'ud nafsak min ahli al-qubur. The Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, in the hadith narrated by Ibn Majah, says to Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu anhu, my son, be on the dunya like you are a stranger or a traveler. A stranger or a traveler, and count yourself as one of the people of the Qubur. One of the people in the grave. Because a stranger is not going to attack anything with him, doesn't know the dunya. Or a Abir Sabil, a person is carrying through, is not going to get whatever else is going to attach you to the dunya. And count yourself as one of the people of the grave. And it is with these thoughts that Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu anhu, whenever he gave advice in his lectures, he would tell people, if you survive till the evening, then don't expect to live in the morning. If you survive till the night, don't expect to live till tomorrow morning. And if you survive till the morning, don't expect that you're going to live tonight. So therefore make use of your health when sickness comes in. And make use of your life when death comes in. This life being temporary, the Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, in one of his du'as, made du'a. He said, Ya Allah, there is no life worth living except the life of the hereafter. In actual fact, that the Sahaba of the Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam so lived that. There's a story of Khubayb. Khubayb radiallahu anhu was sent by the Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, part of an expedition. The idolaters all gave the assurances, everything is safe, don't worry, we won't attack them. And the Nabi alayhi salatu sent them. And then these guys turned on their words, they broke their words. And all of the party of Khubayb were all killed. And he was the last one. In actual fact, they still asked him, wouldn't you like Muhammad to be in your place now? And he says, Wallah, I don't want the hair to be touched. I don't want the Nabi to feel the prick of a thorn. But when they took him to be hanged, he said, I am one. In actual fact, he's also the one that brought in the sunnah. When they asked him, what do you want to do? He said, I want to make 2 rak'ah. He's the first one to do that before dying. He's the one that brought that in. And he says, I made so quick that 2 sunnahs so that they don't think that I'm afraid of death. So I made the 2 sunnahs quick. And before they could kill him, he made dua to Allah Ta'ala. He says, Ya Allah, I long for one thing only. I so much wanted to send my salam to the Nabi alayhi salam. And the Nabi alayhi salam is in Medina. He says, Ya Allah, you're the only one I'm appealing to you. Send my salam to the Nabi alayhi salam. And in Medina, the Nabi alayhi salatu salam says, Wa alayhi salam. And salam to him. And the Sahaba says, Ya Rasulullah, who are you greeting? And the Nabi alayhi salatu salam says, Khubayb has sent me his greeting. Has sent me salam. And the Nabi alayhi salatu salam says, Khubayb is going to be my neighbor in the Jannah. He's going to be my neighbor in the Jannah. Another example, Jama'at al-Muslimin, in the Battle of Uhud. These are all examples we take before we come to the nitty-gritties of the Janaza. Another battle is the Battle of Uhud. In the Battle of Uhud, there were many Sahaba that had died, and the Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam had ordered the other Sahaba, gather all the dead, gather them together, but I want you to look for one specific guy. Look for Sa'ad ibn Rabi'a. Sa'ad ibn Rabi'a. So the Sahabi went and looked on the battlefield and shouting, Sa'ad, Sa'ad, where are you, Sa'ad? Nobody is responding. And he makes a last-ditch effort and he thinks he's going to say, Sa'ad, the Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam is looking for you. Where are you? Are you amongst the living or the martyrs? And Sa'ad, lying on his deathbed, manages to gather his strength and he says, I am here, I am going to be amongst the martyrs. And he goes over to him because he has now heard that the Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam is looking for him. And he goes over to him and he says to him the following words. He says, Wallahi, if you let any harm befall the Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam while your eyes still have strength to move, you will have no excuse by Allah Ta'ala the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah. On his deathbed he says, if you allow anything to befall the Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam while you're still okay, you will have no excuse by Allah Ta'ala the day of Yawm al-Qiyamah. That applies to us also. If someone tackles your Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam while you are still alive and well and kicking, then how are you going to explain it to Allah Ta'ala that you kept quiet and you didn't respond? So that was in actual fact was his parting advice. And I would say to all of the Muslims was his parting advice to all of the Muslims and his farewell, words of farewell from this mortal world to the next one. We did one story of Hudayfa radiallahu anhu in the Battle of Yarmouk, and I wanted to repeat it here. We did it in one Jum'ah. Hudayfa radiallahu anhu, he says that the Yarmouk was very intense. It was a very intense war. A lot of Sahaba were injured, there were spears and arrows and whatever, and many of them had faced the final moments. And him, Hudayfa radiallahu anhu, he then says, I carried my last strength, I went to go look for my cousin. And I took water with me. And after walking through the hot desert, I found him. He was laying in a pool of blood, unable to speak. The only way that he communicated with me was he showed me with his eyes. So I showed him I've got a skin thing filled with water. You want water? And I could see he needed water because his lips were all dry and everything. And as I'm about to give him the water, Ikrimah shouts on the other side. He shouts, bring me water, water, somebody bring me just a little water. And he shows him, go to Ikrimah. And he goes to Ikrimah and brings the water to Ikrimah. Again over the baking sand, goes to Ikrimah. And just as he's about to give Ikrimah the water, the Ayyash, he is shouting, somebody bring me just a drop of water. For the love of Allah, I just want a drop of water. And Ikrimah told him, okay, go over to him. He needs it more. And he says, when I came to him, he was in his last moments of death. And he made the following dua. He said, Ya Allah, we never abstain from sacrificing our lives in the cause of our Iman. Ya Allah, give us the honor of martyrdom and forgive us our sins. So which means he's on his way of attaining martyrdom. He had seen the water, but he didn't have time to drink the water. And he died. And Hudayfa rushes back to Ikrimah. When he comes to Ikrimah is dying. Okay, he's going to save his cousin. And he rushes to his cousin. When he comes to his cousin is dying. All three of them died as Hudayfa says, speaking about the spiritual state, he says, I have seen many incidents during my lifetime, but I have never been as moved or inspired as I was then. Even though there were no family ties between them, the selfless concern for one another, the thoughtfulness and affection they extended to one another, raised my admiration for them and left deep traces in my memory. So therefore we ask and we make dua that Allah Ta'ala grant that we be granted such honorable deaths when we leave this dunya. And I wanted to leave you with that so that we go into Janaza, we know how others have faced death and what they did at the time when they faced that death, that they always kept their Iman, they kept their Iman intact. I want to quickly see if we can have we have 9 minutes. We'll go over to question time inshallah ta'ala. Wa akhiru da'wana, alhamdulillah rabbil alamin.